Welcome back, everyone. Your time is 6:22. The American flag has been raised in Havana for the first time in 54 years. Now the news station is looking at life on the island. Some American entrepreneurs think Cuba would be a great place to do business.
7 News anchor Craig Stevens talked with a couple of Americans in Havana who say, embargo aside, there's still a lot of work to do.
The American flag flying at the U.S. Embassy in Havana. It's another sign for the people of Cuba of change. Javier Correa is married to Shona Baum of California. After a few years in the United States, he convinced her to move to Havana.
He's saying he does think that there's hope, and it's like little steps, like, for example, the fact that you can have businesses opening up.
Since the Cuban government began to allow residents to open businesses, there has been an explosion of restaurants in the capital city. And vendors selling handbags, art, and jewelry. Javier and Shona opened California Cafe in November. The restaurant is on the bottom floor of a 3-story house a few blocks from Havana Harbor. Mostly locals come here for a bite to eat or cold drinks. Actually getting the food to serve them is the challenge.
So we'll have days where there won't be any cheese, and there won't be any cheese anywhere in the neighborhood.
But even when they find the food, making a profit is still virtually impossible. They know to make real money, they have to capture the growing tourist market. But there's a government roadblock to that.
There's no advertising.
Coming from the U.S., Shona knows the power of social media like Facebook and TripAdvisor.
Then you run into problems with TripAdvisor. People come and they're like, "Woo, what a beautiful plate of shrimp." They take a picture, but they can't send it anywhere.
The internet is another scarce and heavily restricted commodity. Users have to buy these cards, scratch off the information, and that will buy you 1 hour's time surfing the net in one of the city's Wi-Fi hotspots. Costs vary, but at the equivalent of up to $3 American per hour, it is very, very expensive.
They want to move forward, but they know that they have to make changes.
John Felder of Maryland retired from the U.S. auto industry. He now works for Cayman Automotive, a company selling electric cars throughout the Caribbean. He was stunned when he got a call a year ago from the government here to come to Havana.
It was unbelievable. That's probably the last place in the world that you would think would go green.
Havana's ancient cars choke the city with exhaust. But in a country where people suffer through frequent power outages, the idea of electric cars, which will need charging stations, seems a bit far-fetched. The cars are coming. 3 will be delivered in time for the Havana Trade Show in November. Yet another sign, change, albeit slowly, is coming to Cuba. In Havana, Cuba, Craig Stevens, 7 News.